Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to the What's the Fuzz podcast. I'm your host Reiner, and no snappy one-liner this time for the show's intro because last time that was kind of unnecessary whiplash with how the rest of the interview went on. So I just want to say that as of June 28th, 2020, the date of the recording, there still has not been any arrests for Breonna Taylor's murderers. And the three names are Jonathan Mattingly, Brett Hankinson, and Miles Cosgrove. No justice, no peace. Anyway, my guest today is you've probably seen him on your timeline at least a few times this week. Maybe last week too. He's got outfits that range from cordial to onesie to caveman. And he brings a lot of excitement onto your timeline whenever you see him. You can catch him at Dyson, and he is a wonderful fellow. How you doing today?
Man, wait, what is the... I'm confused. When did I do a caveman look?
Listen, I'm not going through all of your videos to find the specific one, but I swear to God, there was one time, at 2 a.m., I checked my timeline, and I'm just like, what does this guy have on? What is this pattern? What is this?
Yeah, I think there's one that kind of is very Fred Flintstone. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. Honestly, I probably could have said anything there. It would have worked out. Oh, man. How's it going on your side of the world? What's going on over there?
Very well. I mean, there was a Nazi rally in Boston.
Oh.
So yeah, there was a counter protest. I wasn't out there. I'm inside. I'm not going anywhere. Boston's really white. Yeah, we're doing our best, but I'm online and online only right now.
Hey man, I can't fault you for that at all. That's kind of ironic though, the Boston having counter protests when the freaking Boston Tea Party happened there. Isn't that kind of ironic?
A little bit, but also Boston was the only place to greenlight the straight pride thing, so...
Oh, you're kidding me.
Yeah, that happened here. Wow. I don't know how successful it was. I just ignored it, but straight pride was a thing.
Yeah, from what I heard, it was more of a redneck, white nationalist, Ku Klux Klan menagerie of, just all kinds of white debauchery just going on. And nothing really good came out of it. Is good the right word for that?
That's it's accurate, I guess.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty fair. And how long have you been in the furry fandom, if you don't mind me asking?
Ooh, okay. Well, okay. So technically since maybe 2013, but really 2018 that's when I made the Sona, so that's where I count. I was furry adjacent prior to 2018.
And you decided on a tiger elk? Was that your first option or?
There was a lot. I am very indecisive. There was a dragon at one point.
Ooh, like me.
There's just so many options. And then I was like, wait a minute. Someone said, why don't you just combine these two things? And I was like, oh my God, I can do that because it doesn't even matter. I can do whatever I want. So I just did that.
Well, it certainly seems to be working out for you.
Yes. It's my one true Sona. I'm not making more than one. It's going to be way too many commissions.
That's absolutely valid. Would you say that there was anything you wanted to change about your Sona? Anything you don't like about it right now?
No. See, okay, because my Sona is kind of just me. Just slightly beefier, and then obviously a furry, but he's just, I don't know. He's good. He's good right now, yeah. He's a vision board for myself, I guess, and he's good currently.
Oh, I definitely see the resemblance in you guys. The power stance is very palpable. And what got you interested in being a furry in the first place? Like, what got you into it? Was like a picture? Did something come up in Google search?
Okay, well, it was around the same time that so this was like early teenager, around the same time that I got interested in bara art.
Mm.
Um, I would find, I avoided furry stuff because it was like yaoi. It was very twinky. They always had the emo hair, and I was like, I'm good on that. And then I found bara, and I found furry bara, and I was like, okay, now this is a yes. And I sort of just would avoid the normal furry stuff, and I would just gravitate towards the furry bar. And I guess that's why I felt furry adjacent, because it was the popular stuff was very thinner. So once kind of I guess bigger was in, that's when I hopped in.
Oh yeah, Bigger's definitely in. Like artists like Spookito, he's still spewing
Yeah.
stuff out. Oh yeah, big time. And it's nice to see a variety of body because, like you, when I like first got into the furry fandom, I was seeing a lot of like skinny, athletic,
Yeah.
abs, because it's easier to draw. It's harder to draw curves that look well, right?
Yeah.
So it's like people just default to this like skinny Twinkie boy with like the side hair. It's just so not in the move.
It's not.
Right? Bigger is better. There's more to hold, there's more to touch. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dyson was
Exactly.
actually a little bit heavier on Inception because
Mm.
my original because I got the design commissioned. I didn't do it myself. It would take forever. I still wouldn't have a proper Sona if I didn't. But when I asked, he was like, "What is a body type?" And I was like, "You know what? Do Tony the Tiger, but like thick." And then he's kind of slimmed down to a little bit more my size, but like just a little beefier. So yeah, he started big and then he got like slightly leaner, just a little bit.
Oh wow, so that artist actually like blew you like pretty big up. Then you had it slimmed down.
Like I'm not like huge, but like
Not like
he's
inflation.
not like inflation. He was chubbier, now he's more cut, I guess. I don't know the proper term for it, but
He's got more shape. He's more shapely.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, when I was getting my persona drawn, the person actually just like draws like one body type. So he was like a super twink before, and I was like, could you just make him, chubby, make him a little fatter, make him thicker? And he like added like 2 pounds to him, and I was like, okay, I guess this is as good as it gets.
No, it
And
was
now
definitely the
I'm
norm.
right? And some people I show them my reference sheet and they're like, wow, he's so big. And then the artists I show are like draw him as a freaking twink. And I'd be like, no, he's a big boy. And they're like, oh, okay.
I'm
It's
so
a
glad I don't have that problem.
right.
Oh, that's not a relevant problem anymore.
Mm, no, I don't think you could be mistaken for a twink boy anymore.
Yeah.
Oh man, if you weren't a furry, since it's not like a big thing, it's more like a side thing or like a quarter thing. What would you be doing if you weren't spending your time on like furry stuff?
Oh, I would. I don't want to say I'd be like more productive, but like I'd probably invest more in, I guess, because I compose, so I'd probably invest in music comp,
Mm-hmm.
illustration. I gotta get around. I gotta get around to learning to draw properly. I went to school for game design, so they kind of throw everything at they throw everything at us. They put us in writing classes, 3D modeling, drawing. I did web design. I did music comp. So I have like I'm a legitimate bard, like jack of all trades, master of none type deal.
Mm.
Um, so I guess I'd be doing just more art stuff in general, which I could still do. I'm just kind of being lazy right now.
Would you like to focus more on character design or like backgrounds?
Honestly, I like both. That's the problem. See,
Uh,
I like too much stuff. I would do character and I would do environment and I would still do music. Like when I was in drawing classes, like one of our portfolio sites, I had music, I had art, and they were like, "Can you focus on one thing?" And I was like, "No."
so you're a very expressive individual, suffice to say.
Yeah, sure.
And it's like, you see something in front of you and you want to you want that and you want it now. And then you see something else you want, you're like, you want that and you want this now, right?
Yeah.
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 I'm like that myself, writing this podcast, cars, and game development, stuff like that. Everything looks so interesting and so cool, but your brain can only handle so much. And suddenly it's 5 a.m. and you don't know how you stayed up so late learning about, how to draw tree limbs realistically, for 5 hours or something.
And it's like, when are you going to draw tree limbs? Like, what is that useful for?
Exactly. It's
sure
like,
you can incorporate it.
oh, I have this trio C. He's actually Groot's brother, and
That works.
Yeah, exactly. You find ways to weave your passions into each other, and eventually it works out. Or you end up super burnt out with nothing to show for, but we don't talk about that part. All right, so you would be definitely a little bit more productive if you didn't spend time on furry stuff. But have you given those furry art books, Learn to Draw Furries, a look?
I have not. I should maybe do that. Actually, I have like I have art friends who've literally been like, if you want to draw, like, come talk to me. I will get you like all of these resources. I'll share my resources. And I'm just like, oh no, but you're like really good. And I'm not as good as you. Yeah, I have this whole complex, but like,
oh, I get you.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It would be kind of a satisfaction thing to watch you go from drawing, like, I don't know, an oval and making it a mosaic painting or something like that.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Yeah, something to put on your little board there. Was there anything else that you wanted to add to that before we go on to the second question?
I don't think so. Oh wait, no, that's furry related. Dyson's getting a theme song, but that's like furry related, so.
A theme song.
A theme, like just a theme. Maybe not a theme song. It's not lyric. It's just going to be like an instrumental track. We're not adding lyrics. I don't sing. I can sing, but I don't sing.
What if it's like a choir from like a foreign language or something?
Oh no, that's too much work. I'm gonna hyper focus on the language, the meaning behind why I chose that language.
It could be like the Skyrim opening theme. How about that?
It could be. Oh man. Then okay. See, then I'm giving myself goalposts and standards.
Ooh, that's true. It's better to start small, but
Yeah, it might get a little too grandiose real quick.
Exactly. And suddenly you have this like entire like 3-minute song with all these intricate like changes and stuff, and it's become like more than just your persona's theme song.
Yeah.
Oh man. Have you thought about the melody, how it's gonna go?
I have a few because so I have like a whole library of stuff. I basically just restarted learning composing. Like, what is the circle of fifths? I don't remember. But I have a library of stuff that I haven't finished, so I have a lot of like work in progress stuff. And I have a few things because I definitely want it to be like spacey. So because Dyson might be an alien, he might be an alien, who knows? But I'm going for something intergalactic, and I have a few things in my library that I could rework.
If he's an alien furry, does that mean that he would have tentacles hiding somewhere?
Okay, so here's the thing: not tentacles, but maybe tentacles. But I'm like super like I like goo, like a goo creature. Oh yes. So I feel like Dyson, if I really want to take him there, he's actually a shapeshifter, and is like his OG form is like Goo Boy.
So you're goo.
I could be. I'm thinking about it.
What if the theme was Ode to Goo?
Oh, it could be because the thing with goo is you get the goo fetish, but you could also do, because I'm a TF furry too, so the transformation would be there, and it kind of two birds one stone. I'm thinking about it now.
Oh my god! What if he absorbs people into the goo and turns into them?
That's okay. We need to calm down.
My apologies. I was just trying to speak your language there, friendo.
It's working. It's working too well.
Oh, jeez. I hope I didn't give you any new ideas. Ooh.
Oh, you did.
Oh, no.
I won't write them down. I'll forget. No, it was a good one. I'll probably remember.
Hey, even if you forget it, you'll remember it like 3 a.m. for some reason. Just like that random thing that Blue Dragon said. So you're gay, right?
Yes, just a gay.
Like 100% homo e bromo.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I
Well,
I kind of wish I was bi though. Not gonna lie, because I really like that flag.
same, honestly. Like it's really pretty.
It is.
But
I'm
you know,
incredibly jealous.
the freaking bi erasure invisibility stuff is just ugh.
It is, and I really don't understand.
I know, like I literally do not understand it. It's like people are so scared to say that they're bisexual because they feel like it's not validating their sexuality like as a real thing. So, you know, they pick up a quote unquote a hard label like being a gay or lesbian or something when, you know, they're bi, and that's totally
Yeah.
fine.
Actually, I do kind of understand it because there are people who are like, I'm not. Can I call them punk bitches? But I kind of want to. They're
Go
like,
ahead.
okay, they're punk bitches because they're scared, right? They're like,
Mm.
oh no, they like all these other genders, and like I can only offer them my gender. What if they want something else? And it's like, shut up. First of all, they like if they're into you, they're into you. Like, it's just anyway.
Having other options doesn't mean that you're not the best option.
Yeah, it's so stupid. It bothers me.
People are just self-centered like that.
Yeah.
Do you think being a furry helped you transform or otherwise shape any part of your sexuality? You came into it pretty late,
I
so.
did come into it pretty late. I was like, what, 20? I'm 28. I'm 28? Sure. I was 26. So I was pretty well established as a gay. I will actually only tell my queer friends that I am a furry. I do not tell uneducated straight people that I'm a furry. It's not a conversation that I want to have. Um,
Yeah, I don't think anyone wants to have that conversation. Some reason
but,
queer people they just understand. They're like, "Oh, you're furry. Okay, yeah, got it."
yep.
Like straight people have like 500,000 questions, and it's like, yo, this is just not worth it, you know.
And they're like, oh man, so are you like into bestiality? It's like, no, like it's not. It's just so stupid. Oh man, they have the stupidest questions.
As soon as you tell a straight person that you're gay and a furry, their head explodes. They can't fathom it.
It's a lot. But
It's
yeah, I
dog.
don't think it shaped anything. I don't think it really shaped anything. It's yeah. I think I was well established before.
Well, if you were well established before, do you feel like you can express your sexuality more through the furry fandom than something like a gay dating site or a gay club or grinder, something like that?
Okay, so that's kind of funny because I've never been in a club and I've never had Grinder. Because I was really late to the smartphone game. So I didn't get Grinder at the time. I still don't have it. I got into a relationship, then I was out of that relationship, and I haven't been on Grinder. So, it's definitely easier because I just don't like the gay community overall. It's real racist.
Oh,
And it's just the Twinkie white guys are racist. The bears are racist. You have to go to where the people of color are. That's where you have to go. Um, it's it's a big thing. I could get into it, but it's like it's easier to talk to, well, for the most part, because there are racist furries too. But like for the most part, furries are more accepting than normal gay people.
well, that's something, I guess, but that's a pretty horrendous outlook, I gotta say. If you come out and the first thing you get is getting called the N word in the cold shoulder by pretty much everybody else in the community, right?
That hasn't been my experience. Um, no one's luckily,
Mm.
I get it's not really lucky. I get the other side of the coin. I get the fetish one. So it's just like, oh man, I'm normally not into black guys, but you. I get that end of it.
Man,
Yeah, the whole I want the BBC, like it's that.
that must be very uncomfortable.
Yeah. I feel like before when I was younger, like a baby gay, a babby gay, if you will, like 21, I was just like,
Hmm.
yeah, sure, whatever. Okay, this is what you want, sure. But now I see it as like, okay, it's it's incredibly problematic and like fetishizing black people. It's just, whew,
So, if you don't mind, could we back up a bit? So, you
yeah.
came out when you were like 21?
I came out actually maybe like 18, 19. I waited until college
Mm.
because I I just didn't want to deal with that in high school. I'm already like, you've seen me. I'm pretty quirky. I've always been this quirky. So luckily, no one's like questioned my sexuality. I'm also autistic, so I'm even more quirky because of that. And people they would ask me if I was gay, and I'd be like, I don't know. I knew I was gay, but I just said I don't know, and they were like, "What do you mean you don't know?" And I was just like, "No," and they would just accept that because I'm weird. I was weird like that, and I can get away with that. So I was just like, I'll wait till college. It was literally day one. Someone had snacks in the closet. I think because we all just got there. That was where their basically like makeshift pantry was. So I went in there to get something, and I came out and I was like, "Hey guys, I'm coming out of the closet." And then that was kind of it.
That was it.
That was it.
Well, I give you some points for the theatrics. How did you come about finding out, like in your youth?
Okay, so it was probably I want to say the biggest thing that I remember is the first Transporter movie. What was it? Jason Stockholm, whatever that guy's name is. Generic white guy, action hero dude. He was looking real hot in the Transporter, and I was like, oh no, come on. I'm already black and I'm already autistic. Are we serious right now? We're adding gay on top of this. Oh my god. So I think that was around 12, 11. I don't remember when that Transporting movie came out, but that was the time.
Wait a minute. You came out because you had a crush on Shia LaBeouf?
Not Shia LaBeouf. It was not Shia. It was Jason Stackcake, something. He's bald. He's in a lot of action movies.
All right.
Hobbs and Shaw. He was in Hobbs and Shaw. That was recent.
Is he the one that he wasn't the one that got pissed on by the robot?
What?
No.
Oh, no. I know what you're talking about.
No, not him.
No.
It was a different bald guy. Okay.
Yeah, see, they're real generic. Like, they're super generic, like, gruff action heroes.
Gotcha. And how did you deal with that as you were growing up? Because you grew up in a black household, right?
I did. So I was like super quirky and autistic and different because I'm a black geek and that wasn't the norm growing up.
Mm.
Everyone was like, BT, nuck if you buck. So I didn't really mesh well with my black peers. So I didn't feel super black. So that was my main thing. It wasn't even the gay stuff came later. The gay stuff came a lot later. It was mostly I didn't fit in within my own like black space, and yeah. So
So you've always been like this outsider, and it was just kind of something else to make you different from everybody else,
yeah,
even within your own
yeah,
like color.
yeah. Luckily, the gay stuff didn't even impact because I guess I passed. I don't know how, but I guess I passed it straight. So people just never questioned that aspect.
Do you think things would be harder for you if you hadn't passed in that aspect?
Probably.
You think
Probably not at
maybe?
home. Not at home.
Mm.
Because I wouldn't say I was the favorite, but I'll say I was the favorite. You know what? Fuck it. I'll say I'm the favorite. Um, that was like the point of some. What's the point of some? I don't know my references, but I have two brothers. I'm a middle child, and they would always like pick on me, and then I would retaliate by annoying them. I do have affinity for annoying people now. It's kind of a flaw, but I really like annoying people. But we would often have like a back and forth, and it was always a 2v1. So I would just go and play video games and be on the internet.
Gotcha. So you kind of like you've just kind of been lucky throughout your life
Yeah.
to just kind of, and then in college you just kind of ascended and you were like, hey, by the way, here's this thing about me, you
Yep.
know.
I was overall pretty lucky that the gayness didn't. I guess if we call that lucky, it didn't really affect anything too much.
At least on that level, right?
Yeah. And then when I eventually, because I came out at college, and then it was like a few months before I actually told my mom. And my mom she was cool with it, but she was mad at me because I told people that I went to college and I told a bunch of strangers that I was gay before I told her. That's what she was mad at.
Oh, that's a sign of a good mother right there.
Yeah.
Man, that must have been such a relief for you.
Yeah. I was like, oh no, I mean, I kind of knew. I was like, she'll be fine because she had a lesbian coworker that she was friends with, and she remained friends with after she like left the place that they worked. So I knew she was cool with queer people.
Oh, that's so wholesome.
Yeah,
That's
Hannah
actually
was
really
the
nice.
favorite. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, hopefully, and
Exactly. You're the
it worked out.
baby.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. If she's gonna be mad at anyone, she's not gonna be mad at the baby, right?
Not the favorite. I can call myself that, but I probably should.
Hey, just don't tell your siblings that and they'll be fine.
I mean, they probably know too.
Oh my gosh. You're so bad.
I am.
Oh my goodness. Well, was there anything else that you wanted to say about being gay or coming out before we move on to the other question?
Mm. I don't think so. I feel like I never got anything bad from it
Mm-hmm.
because I generally just don't care about. Okay, that's not true. I care about other people's opinions. I'm aware of how other people view me. I just don't do anything to change it.
And
So I
that's
guess I kind of.
absolutely valid.
Yeah. So I see, like, if someone has the wrong impression of me, it's like, cool. If they stick around, they'll find out that that's not true. But if they don't, then whatever, that's on them.
So if they don't like what they see at first glance, that is not your problem. That's a
It's not
problem
my
they got with
problem.
themselves.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go. Oh man. Confidence on this guy. I love it. So you had trouble fitting with your peers when you were, when you were younger and you were black. Obviously, you're still
Right.
black, but anyway, the point is,
Now more
when
black.
you exactly, everybody's more black now.
True.
When you say the words "I'm black," where does that come from to you? Because there's a moment when you're growing up and it could be like a microaggression. It could be something small. It could be, you know, oh, you're catching an old white man staring at you while you're trying to buy some Fritos or something. When you say the words I'm black, where does that come from to you? Has that changed because of the BLM movement?
It hasn't. It hasn't. No. I mean, the BLM moment is just waking people up. That's all it's doing. Um, when I say it, it kind of just comes from to me, it comes from when I didn't like. It makes me smile whenever I say it, externally or internally, because I remember when I was younger and I didn't feel that black. But it's stupid because I am black and I've always been black and I will always be black. So it's just like when I say I'm black, I smile because it's like, oh man, I remember when I didn't feel that black. Oh yeah, I do remember that. It's kind of stupid that I didn't feel black even though I was black. So that's kind of what comes to mind when I say I'm black.
Ah, I got you. I got you. What would you say is that feeling that comes across inside of you? Like, how do you feel about it when you have to tell someone that doesn't even know you're black or anything? By the way, I'm a black furry. You know, do you tense up a little bit?
Not at all. I see, because I do it all the time actually. Like we'll have a conversation, and as a non sequitur, I'll be like, "You guys remember I'm black, right?" Like I'll just do it. I have no qualms with it. I think it's fun. It kind of fills me with joy, I guess, to say that I'm black.
Hey, that's pretty awesome. You just kind of drop it in there, like, by the way, guys, I'm black.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, my mom took me to like Chuck E. Cheese when I was younger, and I was like, well, I'm black, so I didn't go to Chuck E. Cheese. And it's like that had no relevance to going to Chuck E. Cheese, but like I'll just drop it in there.
That's something I can absolutely respect. Just absolute fearlessness. And maybe that's something, added in from your quirky disposition. You know what I mean?
Societal norms don't really affect me the same way. Yeah,
And sometimes that's a good thing.
it's a double-edged sword.
That is really nice. As for people waking up, I would say that the Black Lives Matter movement has actually woken me up too. Because most of my life, I just kind of acted like I wasn't brown. I'm black and I'm Mexican. And, growing up, I would get asked a lot of weird questions, like if I liked being black. It was like some white people that asked me that. I'm like, you don't really ask people that. And they were like, why not? And they were looking at me in this way that didn't it didn't seem normal. It didn't seem like they were asking me as a person, more like a freaking alien or something.
Yeah.
Is yeah. Reiteration, teenagers suck, right? But also, I don't know, just small things. Like just the other week, me and my other black friend were chased around in a freaking in a gas station supermart, as I was exactly. And I was totally oblivious, and it wasn't until we sat down and I was looking at a menu to order a sandwich, and she looks at me and she's like, hey, we should probably, leave. I'm not really comfortable right now. I'm like, huh? Why not? And she looks at me and she's like, didn't you notice our shadow following us? I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, that guy? This is such a small place. I just thought he had to do a lot of things around here because he's like the only one working right now. But no, it turns out this guy was actually just following us around the store. While
Full
I
on
was
anime oblivious.
Seriously, I was, because I was just looking at candy and stuff, and whatever. Uh, if I was trying to steal something, I don't think shouting across to my friend the things I was picking up would have been a very good idea. But little known thing. A white guy, an old white guy, was actually in one of the aisles while they were looking at us, stuffing his pants full of Hostess snack cakes and stuff. But you do you. So it's
Wow.
just like, it's just one of those things that I don't think most white people like think about. They don't have to actively think about the fact that they're white.
Yeah, they don't.
They can just kind of exist, and it will
Yeah.
never be made apparent to them that they're white until they're like told, "Shut up, whitey," and then they cry. So
Yeah. Or when they want to enter a black or a space filled with people of color, and they're like, "No, you can't come in." And they're like, "What? Why not? Why are you excluding me?" It's like everything else is for you. You don't even need this. Like, go away. Like, what are you doing?
exactly, it's like one more thing that they want all for themselves, like for
Yeah.
no other reason than to have it,
Yep.
than to take the space. I guess that brings me to the other question, if you're ready for it.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Okay. Do you ever feel like you've been excluded in the fandom or had opportunities denied to you because of your skin tone?
Probably not, because I don't go anywhere. So I'm a homebody, a hermit, if you will. I mean, I'm probably after things open back up. I was
Mm-hmm.
planning on going on to more conventions, and I guess the fortunate side to this is a lot of more people will have been woken up. So hopefully the experiences will be good going forward. I've been to one furry convention prior to COVID, and that was Anthro New England, like a couple years back.
Mm.
And I just went there, bought stuff, and left. So I didn't really interact with anyone.
Oh, you just
Yeah.
mingled and left.
Yep.
I got you. Hey, there's
I was like,
absolutely nothing
yeah.
wrong with that.
I'm slowly getting more involved, but it's mostly on the online capacity.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, being at home is pretty nice. You don't have to deal
Yeah.
with someone getting in your face for no reason.
Yeah.
Oh man, is there anything that you're worried about if you did go? But the wokeness is probably not going to make it that bad. People are trying to get the racists and the Nazi furs and whatever else, out of the conventions.
I mean, I'd laugh at like the overtly like villain type racists. They're like, I hate you. You're the worst. Go back to where you came from. And it's just like, what? You stole this country. Shut up. It's just they're funny to me. I feel like because I run into those people everywhere. It's a little bit easier, I guess, in the furry community because if you have a suit, you're kind of anonymous. So you can use that to act however you want. If you want to be racist, you can kind of go ahead and do that. So that's still going to be there even after this. So I guess I worry about that a little bit.
Just protecting furries is your biggest concern?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's completely valid, honestly. Like, there's been a lot of atrocities, probably people haven't spoken up about, that just stay behind closed doors and,
Yeah.
Furries hide behind their fursuit heads and their icons and their ooh-woos and everything, and, you could never know, like,
Yeah.
who's out there doing something terrible
It's a
until,
lot easier to be a silent racist.
Yeah, it's a lot easier. Like the controversy that happened recently with that group of furries. Did you know about that?
I do not.
Yeah, so I don't remember any of their names, but I did read the chat logs. It was a group of maybe 11 furries. One of them was prolific in that he bought a lot of furry art and he had a lot of followers. He was friends with a lot of people. He had like a bird sonar, avian sonar, whatever. And he was totally digging on the racist diatribe, slinging hard R's left and right,
Oh wow.
saying, women were worthless because, of course, the gay white furry would have absolutely no problem hanging out with a guy that wants to lynch gay people, obviously. That makes total
Unsurprising.
sense.
Yep.
As long as they can, call brown people freaking rapists and murderers, they're just so cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just pages and pages of just racist, misogynistic, hateful garbage that these guys were just jerking off to, shitting on each other's dicks one after the other, and nobody knew. No one knew that this guy was like this. Just taking over and protecting them is ridiculous.
I feel like
And
unfortunately that's always going to be around because it
yeah,
just kind of comes with the community. Like
yeah,
people have the anonymity and they can use that in any way they choose to. And so we just kind of have to, when we see something, say something really.
yeah, exactly. It's the getting people to say something part that's hard because you
Yeah.
see someone with like 18,000 followers and they
Mm-hmm.
they have a cute suit or whatever, and it's like, yeah, they're actually a terrible person. Like, who's gonna believe you? Even if they do, they're gonna accept their apology that comes out 2 days later.
Yeah, and it's funny because there are definitely parallels in other communities, like in the gay community. A lot of porn stars right now are just coming out and saying the most racist stuff. And they're, porn stars, so they're like attractive and they have lots of followers. But luckily, like people are seeing that and they're just like, okay, they're done, they're canceled, we're unfollowing. But it's funny to see like all of these like it's coming out in every community, all these races, they're just jumping out of the woodwork. And
Oh
it's
my,
like it's a little bit harder in the furry community, in our community, because it's like there's that extra level of you don't actually know what they look like. Like they could just, if all they show of themselves is their sona, they could switch sonas and just come back as something new.
yeah, that's something I hadn't considered actually. Even if they do get canceled, that you could just come back as someone else. But it's good to hear that things are changing in the gay community as well. I didn't know about the porn star thing. That's kind of
Oh
crazy.
yeah. Yeah, my communities kind of overlap on Twitter a lot. So there's a bunch of them. It's crazy.
Did Cody Cummings get canceled?
There was like this dude Billy something, Billy Santoro. He like
Oh
said some
no,
stuff.
no.
Originally he said like you guys need to keep your your black people under control. Like, just shoot them if you have to.
Oh!
Yeah, he something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing, but it was that bad. People started unfollowing him left and right, and then it got worse. He was like, oh no, like his boyfriend was posting pictures of him in a hospital. He's like, Billy tried to kill himself because he's getting all this hate. But
what?
yes, hold on. That's not even the best part. It was a porn set. It was a hospital porn set. So he staged a suicide attempt in order to garner sympathy for being racist. It was
no.
Yes.
People are just deranged.
And then OnlyFans blocked him. And what he did was he doctored a screenshot to make it seem like he had all his followers back on OnlyFans because he was trying to drag them down too. And it's like, oh man, this dude is a horrible person.
Oh my god, he's freaking crazy.
And there was this one dude, actually, just this week, he made a statement about the reason that black porn stars aren't getting work is because there's not enough attractive black people. And yes. Yes. Yes.
Mental illness.
Yes.
Oh no.
So yeah, so that's yep. They're coming out.
I have never seen someone dig their own grave and bury themselves in it free of charge. Oh my god. What is there to gain? What is there to gain from doing any of that?
And he thought he was at least Billy is just crazy. It just seems. But the Rogan, the dude who said like not enough attractive black people, I think he thought he was making a point. He really did, and it was.
He thought that was okay to say that he was in the right, okay. Like it was so valid. Like,
he recorded himself saying that, said, "Okay, yeah, this is a good idea," and he put that online.
My God.
Yep.
That is some Olympic level white people shit.
Yes.
Like, what else do you call that? Oh my God. So, did you know about the recent scandal? I mean, not like a scandal, but Wolf, Vatica, Chessie, and Nass raised $9,000 for charity, and they're planning on hosting a FurCon run by Black, Indigenous people of color, and they're getting like heat right now on Twitter for not only raising the money but for telling white furries to do better and telling other FurCons to do better. And they're raising hell right now. And they're making white people uncomfortable. So white people are doing what they are, known to do when they're in these sort of situations and they're victimizing themselves. They're asking themselves, they're going after like Wolf and Nass, and they're going after them, calling them aggressive and telling them they feel like they're being threatened by them or whatever. With this in mind, how do you feel about this situation that's going on right now?
This is par of the course for this type of bullshit, honestly. This happens all the time. It's not even like furry specific. This is just normal white shit, honestly. It's we come together, we do something, and then we get shit for it. Like so this is kind of tangential, but like Black Wall Street, that was a thing. Twice. Tulsa and Rosewood. Black people came together, they built a thriving community. White people didn't like it and they burned it to the ground. So it's like, this is kind of not that scale, but it's just, they're like, oh no, you can't do that thing. Even though we don't want you in our spaces, you shouldn't be making your own things because like, why are you doing that? That makes us uncomfortable. And this is just, it's annoying, but it's not surprising because this is a usual tactic that a lot of white people do when they get uncomfortable with black people making things. Black, Indigenous, and people of color, all of us.
Yeah, honestly, I wasn't expecting to see this much backlash over it, because I actually I joined in the stream when they were at maybe 7,000. I chipped in some,
Mhm.
and then some guy chipped in 500, and then 200 and 1,000. It was awesome. It was
Yeah.
great, and it was just some furries hanging out in their house. They were eating like hot peppers and stuff like that. It was a nice little stream. It was just something like they weren't expecting to even reach $1,000. That was going to be the goal at first, and they ended up making $9,000, and that is an amazing achievement.
When
And it
people of
proved,
color
yeah,
have like large success, it makes white people uncomfortable.
yeah, it sure seems like it. From what I've been seeing, it absolutely seems to be that case, and I wish that was not the case. You
If
know,
you because they want this is what they want. They want you to just be like, oh, it's not because I'm black. It's just because I'm like cool. Because they want to like erase. They want to be color. I put air quotes. You can't see that, but
mm,
colorblind. It's like the moment that you say you're black and you're successful, that's when they have the issue. The moment you say that I'm ethnic and I'm successful, they're like, well, why can't you just be human and be successful? And it's just like, shut up. Let us have our thing.
exactly. It's like they would have rather had them wait for the white people to make a little, like, I don't know, tent or something, for the black people at the fur cons that they were hosting, rather than doing their own thing without, they want to put themselves in a position where they are helping them instead of them helping themselves. And it's just so gross.
They're always comfortable with us being sidekicks, never co-stars.
Exactly. Even the way that some of the furries are like posting about this thing, 4 POCs raised $9,000 for charity. Like that one guy that was asking about, quote unquote, mystery furry POCs. Who are they? Are they supposed to be named? Are they supposed to be unnamed or whatever? I don't even know how to like read that without getting kind of like pissed about it, because it was on Twitter. He could have just like put it into the search bar, the 9K thing.
Stupid. I think it's just stupid.
Exactly. It's like kind of a shame to see so many furries just like getting butthurt about it, but I guess it's like a necessary evil, right?
Yeah.
Like you get all the terrible people out of the woodworks, you get them on your
Yep.
block list, and you forget about them. Set it,
Yeah.
forget it.
That's really what I love about the BLM movement right now. Is all of the silent furries and silent white people, all of these silent racists, just overall, they're coming out. And
Exactly.
it's just like we can see them, we are exposing them. They can learn and do better. Like, I want these people to grow as people. I don't want them to stay there. I don't want them to feel like they're stuck. I want them to grow. I want them to learn that it's not okay, and just to do better. Honestly, just it's you shouldn't be afraid. I feel like these people shouldn't be afraid of being called racist, because all that means is you just have a little bit of work to do. That's it, and then you'll be a better person. Ah! Like it's not. It's not anything like it's not gonna kill you. We're not out for blood. We just want you to be better.
I think it's like they get called a racist, and it's like they are that person now. They don't see it
Yeah.
as a starting point. That's just who they are. And we need to change that kind of thinking from, you're a racist and, you should die, to like, you're a racist, but I think you can do better.
Yeah. I think a lot of people do, because they're like black rage is real. It's
Mm.
real, real. There's a lot of people who just straight up want revenge, and that is valid. That is completely valid. A lot of people get hurt by racism, get killed by racism. So it's like an eye for an eye looks real sweet sometimes, not gonna lie. But like ultimately, to move forward, we have to turn some of these. We have to turn most of them. So it's just what we got to do.
Exactly. And that's kind of the whole reason I'm doing these interviews, because I want to get the other side's quote unquote story. And I want, those furries that are saying, all lives matter, or, shut up about Black Lives Matter or whatever. Like they're tired of it. They don't want to see it. They're bored of it. I want them to understand why it's important and why it's important to us and what we can learn from it above all else. If there is one of those kind of people listening right now, if you've gotten this far, what would you like to say to them, Dyson?
Okay, look. You made it this far, my dude, my person, whoever you are. Okay, you might be a terrible person right now, but that doesn't mean you're always going to be a terrible person, okay? You can do better. I believe in you a little bit. Not a lot. Not gonna lie, I'm real pessimistic about you, but change my mind. Keep working on it. Be what's his name? Soka? Nope. What's his name? Avatar villain who became the good guy towards the end. Be that guy. Zuko. Pull a Zuko. Be the Zuko we need. Be the Zuko. That's what I got for them. Be the Zuko. And if you haven't watched it, it's on Netflix, so go watch Avatar. Don't watch that movie.
Hey, well said. And it's true, but Zuko had to start from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And you might start out completely brainwashed by, hateful ideology, or maybe even the ideology that, you're colorblind, whatever, that privilege doesn't exist, okay, sure. But that's a starting point, and you can have your own arc into something better. And this is coming from like two black people, that are not super fond of racists. To break it to you. You can do better. And there are people out there willing to support you, willing to give you resources, willing to accept you for being that better person. So you choose to be it. I hope that you take that first step someday. Even if, you disagreed with everything that we're saying, if you're thinking up, counter arguments to everything we've said, you have stories to compare with, our stories, or don't think that they're even that bad, or whatever. It just takes like one thing to take away from this interview, from any of the interviews done over this month. And the next month, actually. They're going to bleed into next month. But one thing to tumble into your mind and just think about it. Think about if you want to keep being this person that is hurting us actively. Was there anything else that you wanted to say, Dyson, about that matter?
No, just be the Zuko we need.
And that's something I can support. I do love Zuko. Oh, man.
Yeah, he really turned it around.
And you're in Boston right now, right? Like you're seeing some heat right now.
I'm Boston. I'm like 20 minutes from Boston, the greater Boston area. There we go. So yeah, I'm not in Boston proper. That's where all the stuff's going down. But yeah, I'm pretty close.
And you're always in your house, but
yeah,
you have an idea of what's going on.
Oh,
like,
I know.
You're not blind to it.
No, not at all. Yeah, I'm on Twitter every day. I Google the hashtags. I'm in the know.
All right, I got you. What concerns do you have for the future regarding this movement and what they're doing right now to change things?
There's the whole defund the police. I really hope that works. I really want it to work out because a lot of people, I'm glad that we're having the discussions now, is because initially it was just like abolish the police. No counter, like not counter argument, but no follow-up argument as to where is this money going. But I'm really glad to see that a lot of people in places are spreading the information of what defunding actually means. Where is this money going? And it's like, because the police are wildly ineffective at the jobs that are being asked of them, and they honestly shouldn't even be around for most of them, if at all. So it's just, I hope that this movement does abolish the police and brings back public safety in a better way. I hope we have a way of dealing with racists better. And I'm really hoping this doesn't get like revolution level civil war, because revolution, civil war, people die, and so it's gonna be real messy, and I'm a little bit worried about that. But I hope we can not hit that but still get good progress. I hope we make good progress, and I hope we come out of this in a better spot with less racist people, and we stop educating people in a way that makes them racist.
Oh, absolutely. If we can turn some of that police funding to schools and give
Yes.
schools better ways to teach, if we are teaching them about Black history, about, like we scrap the white narrative part, if we just tell people what actually happened, without any kind of, savior angle, and
Mhm.
we let them see things, like we take them to sites to other countries, because right now schools can not even, they can barely afford supplies for the classrooms right now.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's a lot of things. You don't even technically have to go overseas because there's people of color have been inventing stuff forever. So it's just like, I think like air conditioners, one thing that I could think of. I think traffic lights too. So it's just like those were American like Black inventors. So it's like all we need to do is to stop viewing history with a white lens. Like remove the lens, like have that filter, take it off. That's not the Instagram filter we're trying to use anymore. Let's get more social workers for like wellness checks, mental health checks. When someone has a mental health problem, that the police shouldn't even really be involved because they aren't trained to de-escalate. That's the problem. It's like if the next form of public safety has extensive de-escalation tactics, that would be like phenomenal, right? Because the police fundamentally is a violence force. They come in with the threat of violence, and they will use the violence to enforce the law. So that's what they are, and we just have to, it's not necessary. It's just not necessary.
It's not, because what you're doing is essentially calling a guy with a gun to your house.
Yeah.
That's what he is. He's a guy with a gun, and he might be a mild-mannered guy with a gun who
Hmm.
might know a few phrases to tell someone not to kill themselves or whatever.
Yeah.
Or, maybe he played bartender a few times before being a cop or something,
Yeah.
But having a real social worker or someone that's trained in de-escalation and, mental health, and understands that what makes people tick, and isn't just, so quick to just pull out their gun and point it at someone, you know?
It's the unfortunate, like the case kind of against that is, guns are a thing, and it's there's a whole amendment around it. Like we got the right to bear arms, which we don't honestly need. Like that can go. If we're being real, that can go. Like we don't take away the guns. Like they're unnecessary. No one really needs the guns. Like who are we protecting from? If we have better education, if we have better resources for our communities, if we're just a better community and we're interacting with each other and helping each other, there's
Mm.
no need for all the guns, to be honest.
So you don't think that we need guns, like, period? And if we
We
were
don't,
a,
do we?
if we were a good society, and that we were just like helping each other, educating, and supporting each other as a community, then we
Yeah.
would be, we wouldn't have a need for it.
We wouldn't, because unfortunately, I feel like a lot of people feel disconnected from the people that they live around, and it's real easy to do
Mm.
that, and especially in like bigger cities, like places like New York, where you don't even know everyone that's coming through because it's like a world class city. People are coming in and out, in and out. So it's like in those cities, you're always gonna have that, but like just overall, I feel like I guess we got to bring like the small town mentality in, how they do know everyone and they're friends with everyone. And when a new person comes in, it's like, oh, who's that new person? Let's try to get to know them, and just like have better community resources for everyone. That's kind of just what we need. It's a tall order though, so I usually don't say like, let's get rid of all the guns because that's like real spooky, scary skeletons to a lot of people. But we got to get rid of them guns eventually.
Oh, heard it here, folks. Defund the police, support your communities, and get rid of all the guns.
Oh God, what have I
It's just
done?
it's just that easy. Well, I can't say that I disagree with your points at all, and it would be nice to be in, part of a community that feels like a community. You know, people know each other, or at least care to try to know each other. People aren't scared of each other. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of fear going around like right now, but
Definitely.
yeah, people are working toward. They're doing a lot right now. There's a lot going on right now. You know, outside of the Black Lives Matter movement, we got coronavirus, we got
Yep.
nuclear power plants exploding, we have the
Wait,
ocean.
wait, hold on, wait, what?
Anyway. there's a lot going on. But
Oh
the
my
point
god.
is but the point is we are basically in our own little chapter of history right now, right? It's a lot for someone to take in and process all at once. This is also why I'm doing this, you know, so you can get those little pieces of information, the parts that go through the shredder and are bite-sized, and you can ingest them. If there's anything to take away from this, it's that people are fighting right now for the right to live. I said it in the last interview, I'll say it here, that all lives cannot matter until Black Lives Matter. That is the full statement. And if that bothers you, then you need to reevaluate something in your morals, because we are simply trying not to die. We want to live. Period. Oh man.
Period.
Did you have anything else that you wanted to add before we went on to the final question there?
Oh, no, I think I'm good. I feel like I should have stopped at like get rid of all the guns.
Probably. Do you know about the furry Sonic Fox? They are.
I do.
They're a gamer.
I've been following them. I feel like right before they blew up. Right before they blew up. Because I was like, oh no, there's another like a gaming furry who's gay. Oh god, rival. So
you felt like they were another one of you, basically.
Yeah.
How did it feel for you seeing them accepting that award show, you know, 2 years back?
That was cool. I was like, yeah, tell them, do it. it was pretty cool. It was pretty fun. It was a good time.
Yeah, the aftermath of that was kind of controversial. Like, do you agree with anything like controversial regarding Sonic Fox? Because they catch a lot of heat for repeating, you know, I'm gay, for saying I'm black, and, you know, that kind of thing. Do you feel like that's necessary at all?
Yes, because every day we walk outside, every day you turn on the TV, you get straight shit in your face. And so it's not people coming out and being like, I'm straight, but it's all this heteronormative bullshit every single day. So the fact that they're out there being like, I'm gay, I'm black, it's just the same thing in a different way. So I applaud them.
Oh yeah. Way back then when they were when they started doing that I'm gay thing, you know, and it was like in its full thrust, it was like every day, twice a day, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, they started getting this retaliation of I'm straight, and it got to the point where my timeline was full of people saying I'm straight and I'm gay. So I just had to mute it on Twitter because it was just like so bad.
Oh, wow.
I'm straight. Yeah, it's like this thing that came up literally only because someone said I'm gay first, because of course.
I follow a lot of people on Twitter. Actually, I wasn't even really big on Twitter because I was a Tumblr. I was on Tumblr. I came over when they banned porn.
Same.
So yeah, I didn't follow. Unfortunately, I didn't follow that wave, or I didn't. It didn't appear on my timeline.
Oh man, good for you. You missed out on that. That was just awful. It was the worst, most toxic stuff. But you know, I used to not so much agree with Sonic Fox's thing where they were saying that I'm gay or whatever. But I mean, you know, now I'm like seasoned. I understand. I'm like, you know what? Spam I'm gay every day, 40 times a week, for all I care, Go for it. People need to see it. People
They
need to
do.
know.
Also, I mean, kind of harkening back to what I said earlier, I do like annoying people. In that, I acknowledge that was really annoying, and I was into that. I was like, oh yeah, So, yeah, I was enjoying it.
It's just another thing that's making them your rival, right?
Yep. He's unofficially, they're unofficially my rival. I'm not putting that out there.
Okay, so you're not the favorite, you're not the rival. Got it.
It's something that I have in my head. I shouldn't even have said anything. I have these dumb imaginary rivalries with people all the time.
I mean, that makes life more fun, right?
Yeah. Full on anime opening.
So, since you considered them your rival in a way, as a joke, they represent you in the greater sphere?
Yeah, I suppose so. I think so, yeah. I would take their representation. I mean, they're black, I'm black, gay. Yeah.
And the whole furry thing, of course.
Oh, right. Yes, that's... Well, that's a given.
It is a given. Most of my friends happen to be black gay furries. It wasn't something I set out to do. It's just something that literally just kind of happened. But when I think about it, that's like really rare because most furries are, skinny white twink dudes. They're nerds and stay in their rooms and twiddle their ditties to yifs and whatever.
So would you say they're all gay twinks?
I guess. I haven't been to a fur con, so I haven't seen a lot of them in real life. I just have their profile picture to base off of.
Well, white twinks are the worst, so it just kind of reinforces that.
Damn.
That was a broad statement.
Pour one out for the gay white twinks out there. They're really getting slammed in this one.
Yeah, that was an inflammatory statement, and I stand by it. Sorry. Not sorry, actually. Not sorry at all.
Damn. Okay. Wrapping it up. Was there anything else that you wanted to say before we stopped?
I think I've rambled on. What did I say? I don't know. Do I have anything to add? Not really. Whatever I said, I said. The only thing I remember is if you're racist, be the Zuko we need. Which isn't even mine, that's Evelyn from the internet. So I just really enjoy repeating stuff from cool black people.
Well, it's yours now. That's all that matters.
Sure.
Hey, you came up with that all by yourself, and
totally.
Thank you so much for coming on the show and chatting with me and sharing your opinions and your stories. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me to do so.
Of course. I mean, you seemed cool enough. I liked your icon. That's basically why. And to everybody else out there, thank you so much for listening. Really appreciate you. I got a coffee link in the bottom if you would like to donate to the show. We're going to keep going with these interviews into July, even though Pride Month is essentially over. People don't stop being gay after June. People don't stop being black after June either. And of course, the movement is still going on. So I see no reason to stop these interviews, even though it'll no longer be quote unquote Pride Month. I still have some other furries to interview, like Gozy and Nask and such. And hopefully you guys will stick around to listen to those as well. Again, you can catch Dyson over at DigiDyson. You can catch me at Reiner8D. You can follow my sound engineer, the ever-patient Sean, at VOGoat on Twitter. I'm also going to be posting charity links at the bottom, information as well. If you would like to check out the movement, understand it more, it's all right there. You don't need to pay black people to educate you. Just letting you know. and I will also be transcribing this for, hard of hearing people, etc. Eventually, because this one's really long actually, so it might take a little longer to do that. But it's fine. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, bye.